everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Sharla McBride. Well, 'tis the season to be jolly, and there's nothing that will make you more jolly than tuning in to PA Harness Week. This week, we've got the hottest horsecasters on the tube, the hottest racing you won't see anywhere else, and we're going to introduce you to one hot mama who knows her harness racing. Coming up, we have a rare triple dead heat to show you on our Blast from the Past segment. Plus, you'll meet one of the trailblazers in the sport of harness racing, and she happens to be Heather's mom. Jo Ann Looney-King is joining us next. Plus, we'll head to Canada for the Autumn Trot and Pacing Stakes. And in Chester, Delivered from Zin is going for 5 in a row. Happy holidays and happy harness racing. Don't move a muscle because racing's fastest paced half hour is starting right now on Comcast Sportsnet.
There they go. Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway. Starting fast outside there is Brett Messenger into the early. 55 before the halftime. Just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Hey there, you, and welcome to PA Harness Week. As the season is dwindling down to a precious few episodes, hard to believe we began this show back in April, and we've been going nonstop, and we only got after today 2 more shows, so don't forget to catch these babies, all right? Hi, I'm Steve Ross, along with Heather Moffett. Big doings going on here at beautiful Harris Chester, and the biggest of the big, as you may recall if you watched last week's show, and if you didn't see last week's show, you missed a biggie, because Heather's mommy trains and owns a horse that paid about $1 gazillion. It was driven by her stepdad and went off at 80,000 to 1.
Yes.
And won the race from the rail. None of us had it. That's another story. But I was thinking about this. Heather's mom is going to be on the show today. And I'll tell you this, how I relate to this. On my radio show on 1210 WPHT, CBS Radio in Philadelphia, my mother, God bless her, is a guest on my show every week. She's a regular contributor, and she tells an hysterical joke because my mom is drop-dead funny. So mostly it's parents get to feel great about the accomplishments of their kids, but we know what it's like when we can, sort of be prideful about our parents, and that'll be coming up later in the show.
So if your mom is so funny, where did you get your sense of humor from?
Duh.
Yeah, I am really excited about seeing my mom on the show today, so you have to watch her. She's fabulous.
She's faboo. Okay, the other thing is, we've been doing this show 4 seasons now, and I've just figured out that we're on swivel chairs. So I used to go like this, and then look at this, but I can swivel, talk to you, and then talk to you guys. TV is a very complicated business, folks. All right, let's get to the action. Heather's got the feature here at Harris Chester on Sunday. It was a $60,000 handicap pace. Big doings, and here's Heather.
We're going to swivel into the action. Hello, number 6, Vintage Master. Won this class last week. The better's choice was Double D Dan Dubé. The 4 is Rockincam. Coming off a 4th in this class for trainer, Nifty Norman. And then number 2 is Drop Red. Has not raced since the 12th of November, coming off a win at Pocono.
Mainland Key, Silent Swing, Pan Giorno, Big Bay Point, and Annie's Western Card all left, and Mainland Key sticks those red blinkers just in front, but Pan Giorno is quick to counter, moving into the first turn. Pan Giorno takes the lead at 7 to 1, driving clear of Mainland Key at the apex of the first turn. Silent Swing is a close-up third. Big Bay Point's holding position in the 2 path and being urged to advance down the outside, carried 3 wide momentarily. Mainland Key is out of the pocket to quarter move on Pan Giorno, and the pace is rapid. 25 at 4 for the first quarter. Mainland Key hard used in the first 3/8 of a mile, and Big Bay Point once again is going to push the pace. Pan Giorno's got the garden seat right now. Silent Swing is 4th and now floating to the outside. Annie's Western Card is tracking comfortably from the midfield. 4 lengths off the lead, now angling 3rd over with a half mile to go. That gives Drop Red room to save ground inside the half mile. Rockincam is 4th over, 4.5 from the lead, and Vintage Master will have to rally from last. He was away at the back of the pack and is 6 lengths off a very contested pace. 53 3/5 grueling seconds for the half mile. And Mainland Key turned aside the challenge of Big Bay Point, but Silent Swing stuck his head in front outside the quarter pole. Silent Swing, a narrow leader from Mainland Key on the far turn. Pangiorno awaits the open stretch. Mainland Key broke, so Pangiorno will have room up the inside, might be able to wedge between rivals. He's doing so right now. Annie's Western Card was carried 3 wide in the backstretch. Rockincam fan widest of all, and here's Vintage Master moving 5 wide at the 8th pole. 3/4, 21 flat. And you better look at Drop Red up the inside. Rockincam's going best of any now.
I can only assume that that third quarter going in 121 helped Rockincam out just a little bit. Okay, he comes from the back of the pack. He comes home in 27-2 to win. David Miller in the bike. 149-2 victory here. Nice price, 15.20. The longest shot on the board though was Drop Red. He finished second and he was 57-1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They all came from the men's room, all 3 of the first 3 finishers. It was easy to hit 2. It came in 4-2-6. Now 4 plus 2 is
6.
Duh. How easy was that? Okay, on a less scientific note, if you played the favorite Vintage Master, who went off at 3-5, in all 3 money slots, you wheeled him first, second, and third. It would cost you $126 for a buck, and your return would have been $4,300. And that ain't chopped liver, friends.
No.
Stay with us when we come back. Heather's mommy will be joining us, and also more action here from Harris Chester. Don't go away.
And the pace is rapid, 25-4 for the first quarter.
This is me, D. I can never make up my mind, even on what to wear. But when I go to the Downs Off-Track Wagering, they let me bet any track, anywhere I want. So I can pick my horses in any order, box my selections, and more. And a few cent bet can deliver big payouts like this. When it's my night out, the decision's easy. And I win. Big, baby.
Downs Off-Track Wagering. Allentown, East Stroudsburg, Carbondale, Hazleton. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
NF Quotable got
Why
it in
do so
time
many
with
winners
below.
travel in EB trailers? They love the ride. EB Pacesetter trailers deliver your horses in peak condition, ready to race every time. Designed to provide safe and comfortable transport for standard-bred racehorses, EB's Pacesetter Series trailers are the preferred choice of professional standard-bred trainers and breeders nationwide. All EB Pacesetter models feature custom standard-bred options and excellent airflow and aligned interior sealing to keep your horses fresh and comfortable. Every EB trailer has commercial quality componentry and riveted sidewall construction engineered and designed to stand up to constant and rigorous horse and road use. And a sleek aerodynamic nose design that also delivers improved fuel savings. More winners ride with EB than any other trailer. EB, setting the pace in standard-bred horse transportation.
Welcome, good old Sunday. No love when you don't come. Welcome, son. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to your place in the sun. Welcome to your place in the sun.
And welcome back to Harris Chester. We are here for another edition of PA Harness Week along with Heather Moffett. I'm Steve Ross. And we have the 6th race here at Harris Chester on Sunday. A condition pace for non-winners of $18,000 in their last 5 starts. $25,000 was the jackpot on the line. And number 3, Vertical Horizon, off the drop down with Tim Tetrick, went off at 3-5. Number 1, Intrigued Royalty with Yannick Gingras was 3-1. And number 5, Scotty Mike was 6-1 with Dave Miller. And with the call, here's James.
Vertical Horizon was halfway home in an arduous 54 3/5 seconds, and Vertical Horizon's a length in front, pushed on by Intrigued Royally with 5/16 to go, but Intrigued Royally's laboring in the breeze. Rescue Plan holds down pocket position. Scotty Mock is second over behind Stale Cover, 3 from the lead. He'll have to circle wide at the quarter pole. Dirty Devil is saving all sorts of ground, just 3 from the front. A traffic-troubled 4th right now. Gone Nuclear made up a couple positions up the inside, overtaking I've Got the Power, and Eyes the Byboy faltered on the backstretch, dropping 8 lengths from the lead. 3/4 in, 122 and 3, and Vertical Horizon shrugs off the challenge of Intrigue Royally. Vertical Horizon is driven 3 clear.
Well, Vertical Horizon cleared past the quarter, then wired from there, dropping this bunch like a bad habit, winning in 151 flat by 3. Number 6, Gone Nuclear, or as George Bush said, Gone Nuclear. A 35-1 power with Ron Pierce was a non-threatening second. Scotty Mack got third. I want to mention, by the way, that James Withright was the track announcer here at Harris Chester. I've told him this to his face. He is one of the best young track announcers in the country, and he has gone to a new level this year. He is one of the best track announcers in the country, and kudos to you, James.
Yes.
Okay, Heather's got the next one here from Harris Chester. Go ahead, darling.
I feel like, who's that guy? Jim McMahon, the guy that was the sidekick for Johnny Carson. Ed McMahon, that was it.
Jim McMahon was number 9 for the Chicago Bears.
Okay, all right, yeah. But I feel like when you say something and I'm like, yes, I should start saying, "You're correct, sir." Is that what he used to say? Right? Something
You're
like
correct,
that?
sir.
There we go. Okay, yeah, claiming handicap here, number 6 is Delivered from Zin, looking for his 5th win in a row. And then there's a couple of his competitors, new barns this past week. The 5 is Wait Mountaintop, new to the Britt Evans stable. And then the 4 is Expensive Toy, who's brand new to the Mark Ford stable.
Expensive Toys locked in the box. Hoboken and Hanover is second over, advancing to be 2.5 from the lead. DVC Flying Frenchman's got 4 to make up, but is beginning to labor at the quarter pole. 2 more to Mega Hall and 2.5 off last Winsong Fortune. 3/4 in, 123 and 1. 3/16 to go. Delivered from Zin's on his way home with a length lead. White Mountaintops leveling off in the breeze. Expensive Toys looking to wedge out of the pocket. Hoboken Hanover fan 3 wide, but is showing little. And now Napolitano's getting after Delivered from Zin quite a bit harder. Delivered from Zin a length in front. Expensive Toy gave chase.
Delivered from Zin wins with George Knapp in the bike, 151 and 1. That makes it an even dozen wins for this season. Last year, the horse had 20 wins as a 7-year-old. That's like unheard of, okay? This year takes a mark of 148 and 4. I love this horse. When he retires, okay, I'm going to make sure that this horse is adopted by the Queen of England and living in Buckingham Palace. That's how much I love this horse.
How are you going to do that?
I have my ways. I got contacts.
You got people?
I got people. I got people. Speaking of queens, the queen of harness racing, my mom, Jo Ann Looney-King, met up with our Sharla McBride to talk about what it's like to be a trailblazer in the world of harness racing.
All right, Heather, I'm here with someone that I think you know a little too well. This is Jo Ann, of course, Heather's mom. Now, talk to me a little bit about Heather, and I know she grew up with you in this business. Mm-hmm. Did you teach her a lot about this business? Do you feel like she ever wanted to maybe follow in your footsteps?
Actually, I thought at this point I'd be going to visit Heather in San Francisco sometime. I had no idea she'd be doing this. She did work at the barn. Mm-hmm. She worked at the barn every weekend. She worked at the barn in the summer. She took care of horses. She had to work. That was the family rule. Everybody worked, and she worked. But no, I didn't think she'd be doing anything with horses.
Now, take me back to a little bit of your upbringing. What got you into this sport? What got you doing it when at a time women weren't really doing what you were doing?
No, they weren't. I was raised in the business, and I wanted to get a license when I was 18. But women could not get a pari-mutuel license back in the 60s. They could race in fairs, or they could race in matinees. Well, I wasn't interested in that. So in the 70s, early 70s, when the Equal Rights Amendment had been passed, women could get a license then. There were a couple women who did get licenses before the USTA or whoever it was, the old boys club, said women no longer get licenses. They continued to race. But I waited until the 70s after the Equal Rights Amendment. They couldn't stop us. But I got my license and kind of took off a little bit from there.
Now, Heather's briefed me on a story that happened to you in the 70s at Rosecroft. Tell us a little bit about that, an instance where someone told you you couldn't drive.
Well, I had been came out on the sheet to drive my mother's horse. Mm-hmm. And the judge called her, and he told her she will not drive at my track. Now, I had a license. I had an A license. But he says, she will not drive at my track. So I went to the judge's office, and I said, there must be some kind of mistake here. I have a license. I can't drive this horse. He says, you will not drive at my racetrack. His words were, you driving horses is a frivolous whim. a frivolous whim. I was furious. But he was the judge. He was the boss. I could not drive at his track. 2 months later, I took that same horse to Freehold. I won with him. I got 2 win pictures, one for me and one for the judge, and I sent it to him. A couple years later at Liberty Bell, he was the presiding judge. I went into his office, and he said, I eat crow. I'm sorry. I should have let you drive. You can drive here, and there will never be another problem with us. And we became really good friends after that. So.
Do you consider yourself a trailblazer in this sport? I've heard Heather refer to you as that.
I think so, because I was one of the first women in the 1970s to have my license. And it was tough. I mean, you know, I always hear people say, oh, women make good grooms. Well, hey, women make good trainers and drivers too. But we don't usually get credit for that. But yeah, I think so. I think I'm a little bit of a trailblazer, pioneer, I kind of hope.
You've done everything. You've groomed, you've trained, you've driven. Do you have a favorite? Do you like one thing better than the other, or is there something you prefer to do?
I really like to take care of my horses. I really like to take these old horses. Like, I don't have stake horses. We claim horses, buy horses when we see a chance to make some money. I like to take the horse that just gets pushed from pillar to post, stable to stable, and give him a good home for a while and love him and take good care of him, and that's what I like to do.
You've done this for many, many decades. How much longer do you see yourself doing this?
Well, I hope I can do it until I just drop dead. I hope I can do it. I hope I can be healthy and go to the barn and do it forever on my lifetime.
Perfect. Thank you. And we hope you do too.
Oh, yeah.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Mommy. And Mommy's a very cool lady. I guess you like her, right? And in addition to all of her other talents, she's obviously a big-time quality broodmare.
Aw, thank you.
All right. Stay with us when we come back. Susan will be here with her picks. She is smoking hot. You'll want to hear her picks this week. We'll have more action from Harris Jester and a rarity in the world of horse racing, and particularly harness racing, a triple dead heat. Don't go nowhere.
TSM Golden Ridge, outside a little crazy. Clap if you see bluegrass third.
Cheers.
We believe in life after work.
We believe good times get better in groups. We believe it's not what we do,
but what happens when we're together.
We believe when one of us wins, we all win.
We believe in all-you-can-eat wings.
And fresh hot pizza. We believe the louder you cheer, the faster they run.
We believe that two's company and three's a trifecta.
We believe. We believe.
Horses laugh like children when they run.
We believe in long shots.
We believe that jockeys are giants.
And sulkies are chariots.
We believe it's always post time somewhere.
We believe there's no place like the home stretch.
We believe.
We believe.
We believe. We believe. We believe that life on the rail is really where it's at.
Hi there, harness racing fans, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. Along with Heather Moffat, I'm Steve Ross, and it's time now for our blast from the past. We're going to take you back to March of '09, Washington County, Pennsylvania. It is where the Meadows is located, and on this particular day, there was a rarity, a triple dead heat. But not only was it a triple dead heat, it was about yay much from being the first quadruple dead heat in history. And 5 of them came down the stretch, thundering down together. And Roger Houston, the voice, nearly had a heart attack. I mean, he was so excited calling this race. Let's watch.
Down the backside, serious damage 4th. Timely topic on the outside 5th. Teen Elvis 6th. Racing 7th, make a stand. The trailer is Asbury Juke. Going to the 3-quarter mark. TSM Golden Ridge. Outside, a little crazy. Clap if you see Bluegrass third. 3/4, 124 and 2. 27 and 4. Backside. TSM Golden Ridge. Clap if you see Bluegrass. Waits for the lightning lane. Timely Topic on the outside. Coming to the wire, TSM Golden Ridge. Clap if you see Bluegrass outside. Teen Elvis to the wire. 5 of them.
Well, what a finish that was at the Meadows. Let me tell you. Did you ever see a finish like that? Have you ever seen a triple dead heat?
No, not in person.
No.
No, that is amazing.
And you've seen about 18 gazillion races in your life.
Yeah, but this is only the 25th triple dead heat in harness racing history, so it is extremely rare.
And it was the first one since Saratoga, I think, in 08?
Yes, in 08, yep. And it was the fastest, let me see, 153 and 4. That's really fast, a triple dead heat. Can I just tell you something, how things never seem to change?
Not really.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. On this card, Dave Pallone had 7 wins. And Ron Burke had 5 wins on the card, the same card as the triple dead heat. So,
I just know that Dave Pallone has his own Mount Rushmore in the Meadows. I mean, there's Dave Pallone and everybody. Dave Pallone is secretary and everybody else is running for second.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
If there's a triple dead heat at the Meadows, Dave's like, I'm going to beat that triple dead heat, yo.
Did he? Who drove the Teen Elvis? Now, wouldn't you know Elvis would be involved in a triple dead heat? Oh.
I'm not sure. I'll just say me.
Okay. Back to the action. Sunday's 12th here at Harris Chester. For non-winners of $25,000 in the last 5 starts. 30 dimes on the line. Number 2, Go-Go Solano, the hard knocker with Timmy Tetrick, was 3-5. Number 1, Transcending was 2-1 with Gingras. And number 7, Mia's Bold Maneuver with Dave Miller was the 7-1 third choice. And now with the call, here's James.
Transcending had to work to make the front and is now a length and a half clear. Mia's Bold Maneuver yielded to the pocket with a circuit to go. Power of a Moment was relegated to third. Go-Go Solano slides wide out of the mid-division. Kyle Major tracks cover to races midpoint. Now a joint 5th with Tom Payne. These two just 4.5 from the front, and School Kids angles third over with 6 lengths to make up. 55 and 2 for the half mile, 29 and 1 in the second quarter, and Transcending extends his lead ever so slightly to a length and 3/4. Go-Go Solano worked his way into second, wide of the pocket sitting Mia's Bold Maneuver. Power of a Moment's locked in, while 3.5 from the front. Kyle Major's at his flank and advancing. School Kids needs to do better. He's 5 from the front with a quarter to go, and a joint last with a jammed-in Tom Payne. 3/4 and 123 and 1, 3/16 from home. Transcending's under heavy pressure. Go-Go Solano is up at his throat latch, and the favorites throw down in this final 1/8 of a mile. 2 lengths back to Mia's Bold Maneuver, driven to stay on from third. 150 yards from home, Transcending is digging in to fend off the challenge of Go-Go Solano, and Transcending gets it done.
Mia's Bold Maneuver left and grabbed the top, but yielded as Transcending grabbed the lead just past the quarter. Go-Go Solano came first up and took on Transcending. The two battled hammer and tong to the wire gamely, with Transcending's nose getting there first in 151 flat. Go-Go Solano was a game second. Mia's Bold Maneuver was third. And you know what's coming up next, don't you, Heather?
Susan's segment, also known as the Wheels Turn.
I don't know about Heather and Steve, but I'm a big fan of red. Red hair, red shoes, red cars, and oh yeah, Drop Red. Drop Red draws post position 3 in the 10th race at Harris Chester tomorrow. This colt was second in last week's Open. He paced 49 and 3 with a last quarter of 27 and 4, raced really good. With him, I like the 5, Annie's Western card. This Ron Burke train colt was 6th last week. Looks like he had a really tough trip. I'm going $10 exact to box, 3-5. Back to you guys.
Thank you, lovely Susan. And she's done a heck of a job this year. But I'm excited to find out, because she's been teasing me saying before the meet's over, she's coming up with a mega pick. It's going to get everybody fat. Take your bankrolls and make it look like we did on Halloween, right?
Yes, absolutely. I know she's going to come through.
Okay. Stay with us when we come back. We're going up to Woodbine to see a couple of races, the Autumn Stakes on the trot and the pace, so don't go away.
Hi, my name is Andy. If you're like me and always make a play for the trifecta, Then go to the Downs Off-Track Wagering. I can triple up and bet the trifecta anytime. A $2 bet on the trifecta delivers big payouts like this. When it's my night out, I eat, play, and I win. Hey, that's a trifecta too.
Downs Off-Track Wagering, Allentown, East Stroudsburg, Carbondale, Hazleton. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Horses helping people. People helping horses. At Equilibrium, horses help those with special needs achieve balance in body, mind, and spirit, while Equilibrium's people give retired horses the forever home they deserve. Join in the giving and help spread the joy of equine-assisted activities. Visit www.equi-librium.org to learn more and make a tax-deductible contribution today. Equilibrium, a helping hoof for those in need.
Hi, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. I'm Steve Ross. She's Heather Moffett. Hopefully you know who you are. And we're going up to Canada. Why? We're going to Woodbine for two events. The Autumn Stakes on the trot and on the pace. And you got it. It's time for In the Bike. And a couple of divisions of the Autumn Stakes. And for the first, for baby pacers, here's Heather.
You're right about that, the Great White North. Yeah, the Autumn Stakes, it's totally like the winter, although it's happening in November stakes. Snowing its dickens off up there. I mean, oh my goodness. So, let's get to the action though. $50,000 on the line. The favorite is Twinbee Wrangler, and he's 7-5. Also, we've got a 5-1 shot, Pansational. The bettors like him too with Scott Zeron. And then Macho Beach Boy has Jason Brewer in the bike at 10-1.
3/4 in 126-1. Bad news for Arthur, good news for Twinbee Wrangler. Twinbee Wrangler kicks away now to a 2-length lead, now 3. Back in second, Mox Beach Boy. Pansational, third towards the outside. Diving in at the rail is Twickenham. Deep stretch lead for Twinbee Wrangler.
Twinbee Wrangler gets the lead by the quarter pole and wins by 2.5 lengths in 154.3.
It's a Wrangler shirt.
Oh, what a coincidence. Oh my goodness. Did you have this?
No.
All right, Macho Beach Boy, Perfect Trip, Pansational was third.
Okay, next race, the $60,000 Autumn Stakes for 3-year-old trotter, Colton Gelding variety. Number 2, Vimy Ridge was the 6-5 chalk. Number 4, Calipari was 7-2, and number 3, Meadowview Artie was the 9-2 third betting choice. And now with one of the best around, Cam Middleton.
Oakley Trace gives way. Meadowview Artie pokes ahead in front now. Kicking up off that cover now comes Vimy Ridge. Also out wide, Calipari. And Calipari's got lots of late trot to offer up. Calipari coming on now, splitting through his Vimy Ridge. Inside Meadowview Artie, but it's Calipari on the grandstand side.
Vimy Ridge used Meadowview Artie's live cover to get himself a perfect trip, but got out close by Calipari, who flew by Vimy Ridge to get up late in 157.3. Number 9, PL Eureka, the early pace setter and a 30-1 bomber, closed well for third. Just a reminder, in the dash race this year, it's a biggie. Dan Noble, who toils out in the Midwest, and the Minister's Feed, George Brennan, who's here on the East Coast, are locked in hook and eye trying to find out who's going to win.
They're neck and neck. Yeah, I mean, like the last time I looked, I think Dan was up by 2 wins. So it's going to be interesting, like once Chester takes a break and they're, you know, who's driving where? Are they going to fly to different places in order to get extra races in? So it's going to be interesting. I know years ago, I think Donald Dancer actually flew to Florida and all these other places to try to beat Hervé in the Dash Win title. Why do you put me on the spot? It was really close. How about that?
And for all of us here at PA Harness Week, including Heather Moffett, who's mildly confused, I'm Steve Ross, who's always confused, reminding you to get high on harness.
It's only natural.
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway.
Starting fast outside there, Brett Messenger to the